One day, Master Zugen went to the mountains to get some herbs. On his way back from the mountains, he met an old monk. He was still carrying the same bag of scriptures on his shoulder. "Where are you going?" Zugen asked. "I'm going to the monastery," the old monk replied. "But we just met, and I told you that your monastery is at the end of this path." "That's right," said the old monk. "Since you want to go to the monastery, you may follow me. If you're too angry, you won't be able to cross over." The old monk said, "When you feel anger rising inside you, don't try to suppress it or hold it in. So when I'm angry, I shouldn't try to hold back my anger, but instead I should let it flow through me." "Exactly," the old monk said. "Now do you understand how to be angry?" Zugen asked. "This will only make the anger grow stronger. Instead, you must let the anger flow through you like water flowing down a river. Now I want to test you to see if you understand what I've taught you." When he arrived, he told the other monks about his meeting with the old monk and what he had learned from him. He would allow the anger to flow through him, and then it would pass. Soon, Zugen became known throughout the monastery as the one who never got angry again. The other monks were amazed and asked him to share the story again and again. Zugen was happy to share the story, but he also knew that the best way to honor the old monk's teachings was to put them into practice. "Help me carry these scriptures across the river." Zugen understood the old monk's test, and without saying a word, he carried the scriptures on his shoulder and walked into the river. He had done well, and he had made the other monks proud. Most importantly, he had found inner peace. They saw that he was calmer and more at peace than he had ever been before. He looked up at the sky and said, "Thank you, old monk, for teaching me how to be angry." If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Your support helps us to continue sharing these stories. I will never forget what you taught me. He never forgot the lesson he had learned on the banks of that river all those years ago, and he knew that he had the old monk to thank for it. "I'm here to tell you that you have done well," the old monk said. "You have shared my teachings with the other monks, and you have helped them find inner peace. I am proud of you." They asked him how he had achieved this level of inner peace, and he always replied, "I simply followed the teachings of the old monk." He opened his eyes and saw the old monk standing in front of him. "You still remember me, old monk," Zugen said. "That is enough," the old monk said. "You have made me and all the other monks proud. Now it's time for me to leave. I hope to see you again in another life." With that, the old monk faded away. "Of course I remember you," the old monk replied. "You are the one who helped me cross the river all those years ago. Without you, I wouldn't have been able to reach the other side. Don't try to stop it or hold it back. Just let it flow. When the water flows, there is no anger. When the water stops, the anger starts. Understand, you must first calm yourself down before you can cross over." That's exactly what happened to me just now. I got so angry at you for not helping me carry the scriptures that I couldn't cross the river anymore. Only after I calmed myself down was I able to cross the river again. Zugen agreed. The old monk was carrying a big bag of scriptures on his shoulder. When they came closer, they realized that there was a river in front of them. Zugen looked at the old monk who was still carrying the heavy bag of scriptures on his shoulder and asked, "How do we cross this river?" As he struggled to keep them balanced, his anger started to rise up inside him. "You did well," the old monk said. "You understood the lesson." Zugen bowed to the old monk and said, "Thank you for teaching me." But he remembered what the old monk had taught him. He didn't try to hold back his anger, but instead allowed it to flow through him. As the anger flowed through him, he felt a sense of calm wash over him, and he continued on, eventually reaching the other side of the river. "Oh, I'm sorry," the old monk replied. "I was very angry just now. I wanted to scold you for not helping me carry the scriptures, but then I thought that if I become angry, I won't be able to cross the river. So I had to calm down before crossing the river again. Do you want me to help you carry the scriptures?" "No need," the old monk replied with a smile. "I can manage them." Then he took a step forward and entered into the river. Looking at the old monk, Master Zugen asked, "Where are you going?" "I'm going to the monastery," the old monk replied. "May I ask where your monastery is?" "It's located at the end of this path," said the old monk. "But it seems like I still don't know how to be angry. Can you teach me?" The old monk was stunned. He didn't expect Zugin to ask him to teach him how to lose his temper. "You want me to teach you how to lose your temper?" he asked. "Yes, please," Zugin said. "And when you reach the end of the path, you will find the monastery." With that, the old monk left. Zugin followed the path, and after a while he saw the old monk again. After walking for some time, they heard the sound of running water. Zugin continued to watch the old monk walk into the river with the bag of scriptures on his shoulder until he disappeared from sight. After a while, Zugin heard a loud shout. He returned to the river bank and saw the old monk standing there with the scriptures in his hand. The scriptures were dripping wet. "You shouted just now," Zugin said. Master Zugin said, "I think I know how to read the scriptures." The old monk replied, "Being angry is like crossing a river." Zugin asked, "Then how can I calm myself down when I get angry?" Zugin nodded his head and said, "I think I understand what you mean." "I think I do," the old monk said. "Very good." In the middle of the river, Zugin felt the weight of the scriptures pressing down on him. He turned around to see the old monk standing there with a smile on his face. Then Zugin continued on his way to the monastery. From that day on, whenever Zugin felt anger rising up inside him, he would remember the old monk's words. The other monks noticed a change in his demeanor. Many years passed, and Zugin continued to live at the monastery, sharing the old monk's teachings with the other monks. One day, while Zugin was sitting in meditation, he suddenly heard a voice in his head. Zugin bowed to the old monk and said, "It was my honor to help you." Zugin blushed at the praise. "It was nothing," he said. "I was just following your teachings." Zugin sat there for a long time, thinking about the old monk's words. He knew that the old monk was right. As the sun began to set, Zugin stood up and walked out of the monastery. And that's the end of the story. Thank you for listening.